All right, question 9, the following graph shows a transformation of cosine. So same thing, we want to go through and find the period and the amplitude. I want you to recognize cosine of x has our maximum on the y-intercept, and we're going up, we hit the y-intercept and then go down. So that's what's going on. We're going up, we're shifting, which is part of our transformation. Now we're over here instead of at 5. So there has been a phase shift, and then we're going down. But because the slopes still go up and down, our amplitude is going to be positive. So let's start there at our midline. I always like to start a graph by finding the midline. Here at y equals 4. And then I can see above the graph is 2 units and below the graph is 2 units. So our amplitude is 2. And our vertical shift is 4. We don't need the y, just 4. Because we started at 1, and then we went up to 5, but then shifted over. Okay, so let's find the period. I like to go maximum to maximum. And if you follow that down to the x-axis, we are right here. It doesn't tell us what it is. I wonder if there's a point where it does tell us what it is. There's not another minimum, even though that one's in between too. So we're going to have to figure this one out. Before pi fourths, pi halves, so we want to cut that in half. What's half of pi fourths? And if you don't know, we're going to divide it by 2. And I'm going to do it without the pi. So 1/4 divided by 2 is 1/8. And now I'm going to add the pi back in. So this value is pi eighths. And this value is 2 pi plus pi eighths. So again, I like to use the calculator. So I'm going to change that to a 1 and calculate it without the pi's. So I'm going to do 2 over 1 plus 1 over 8, and then pi will be in my answer. So 2 plus 1/8 is 17/8, and pi is going to be right there. All right, so now to find the period, we subtract those. So I'm going to take 17 pi eighths minus 1 pi eighths. 8's on the bottom. 17 minus 1 is 16. Oh, it worked out nice. 16 divided by 8 is 2 pi. Hey, this time I'm going to include the pi in. I forgot on the last one. So the period is 2 pi. Now let's find the phase shift. So remember, the phase shift is the horizontal shift. And that equals c over b, but for now, we're just going to find the actual horizontal shift. We'll do that later. Let's not bring that up yet. So we've gone right pi eighths. Good thing we already figured that out. So the phase shift is positive pi eighths. Now we need to write the equation. So our general form is y equals a cosine of bx minus c plus d. And we're given the amplitude already is 2. We need to solve for b and c using the period and then the phase shift. And then d is our midline, which is 4. Okay, so period equals 2 pi over absolute value of b. Our period was 2 pi. So what's b? You can solve it, but you don't have to. It's over 1, right? B is 1. So B is 1, and then our phase shift equals C over B. And this one's easy. B is 1. So our phase shift was pi-8ths. We want C, and B is 1. So guess what? Times 1 times 1. C is also pi-8ths. Okay. So C is pi-8ths. So when we put our equation together, we have, let's type everything in. 2 pi. This time I'm going to remember the pi. Amplitude is 2. The vertical shift was 4. And then pi-8 was our phase shift, so let's put it all together. Y equals amplitude, cosine, B, which is 1, x minus C, which is pi-8 plus 4. Did I get my amplitude wrong? Oh, it's just 1, 4 to 5. Don't count the boxes, count the numbers. Look at this, guys. I'm making all these mistakes on here. Good thing you're watching, so you're not going to make the same ones.